Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alan Anthony from Phone Tech at Work, and this is my likes, dislikes, and just random things about the Galaxy A70. So let's start the video, show you what I'm talking about. Pow. Alright guys, so the Galaxy A70, I have been using this for about almost 2 weeks now, and I could definitely go into a little bit of depth of things that I do like about it, things that I don't like about it, and there's a few things that I'm kind of in between on, especially on the cameras. Now, as far as the cameras itself, you got 3 different sensors on there. You have a super wide angle, you have a 32 megapixel standard sensor, and you have a portrait sensor that you could get the bokeh and all that good stuff. But in my personal opinion, I think that the rear camera is better than the front facing camera. It seems that the front facing camera does blow out a little bit and is a little bit too not really that great considering what I get on the Pixel and what I get on the OnePlus 7 Pro cameras. I definitely prefer the OnePlus 7 Pro cameras over these cameras. Another thing that I do like about it is the super wide angle lens. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. It is definitely up to par with the LG V40. Now, as far as cameras, I would definitely recommend the super wide angle camera on the A70 than the LG V40 and the G8. I'm not sure about the G8. I haven't used it in a little bit, but I still have it. I could definitely say that I really enjoy the cameras on the rear more than on the front. Now, let's get into something else. Today is Galaxy Note Day, so I will be heading out to the event, so I'm not sure when this video will be done and edited and if I'm adding any pictures, but I could say that this is probably one of the most bang for your buck phones that you could get. This is a dummy unit of the Galaxy Note 10, and as you can see, it is a little bit taller than the Galaxy Note 10, but as far as everything else, you get a 6.7 inch 1080p Super AMOLED display. Now, it's not 2K, but a lot of people don't even know the difference. It's only true techies who really care about it. Like, I have family who have a Note 9 right now, and they leave it on 1080p because they don't really care, and they'd rather save on battery life instead of having to waste battery fast. Now, this has a 4500 milliamp battery. Probably get 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. I mean, yesterday I was working like a 13-hour shift. I was on YouTube, Telegram, checking through emails, all my other apps, basically the whole entire day, because I just could. So definitely am impressed with the battery life. It's something that I would expect for a battery that has a 4500 milliamp battery, but definitely impressed with that. One things that I don't like about it, some things I don't like about it, it doesn't have wireless charging, which is not a big deal to me, but just to have it because it's a Samsung device, and a lot of the Samsung devices I've had in the past, they always have wireless charging, even though I didn't really use it anyways, but it's always great to have. One thing I do care about that kind of bothers me, and I did a little bit of research on this, is that it doesn't have any water resistance, so you don't have an IP rating on this. I did read that it does have maybe like a splash proof, but yesterday I was outside and it was pouring, and I had this case over here that I bought like for $7 on Amazon, and I was basically trying to baby this phone because I'm not sure what's going to happen with it. So that is definitely something that you have to take into consideration. But I picked this phone up for $360 on Amazon. I chose the way through Amazon instead of eBay and through B&H, which actually had it cheaper. I went through Amazon because it'll be a easier way for me to return it if I didn't like it. So that's always something that you have to consider when you buy phones that are not from a retailer or from the actual company. Now, I picked this up. There's 2 different variants on this. I know that Floss, he had one that did not have the free SD card in it, but I have the Latin American version, which had a free SD card for 128 gigabytes, but it has no name on there, so I'm kind of hesitant about actually using it. So basically, out the box, you can use up to 256 gigabytes of storage, which is absolutely amazing for the price point that I bought it for. The Galaxy A70 is definitely a beast. I saw videos of the Galaxy A80 from Spectacular Gadgets. It looks pretty dope, but the fact that for $600 you can basically get a S10, so you're basically paying for that flip camera, and that's just not worth it to me. But the A70 is definitely something that you guys definitely have to look at before you buy a Galaxy Note 10 or Note 10 Plus. This has a 6.7 inch display. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus has a 6.8. They have a similar screen that has the little point, the little circle on the top here, but this one is a little bit different. It's not as big as this one, even though this one is not really bothersome at all. I personally think that it looks really nice, but that's in my personal opinion. But one thing I do hate about this phone, and it's probably the back. It looks fantastic, especially when it hits the light. It looks amazing, but the fingerprints you get on this, and it's starting to look like it has a little bit of scratches on there. I definitely have to clean it up, but every time you clean it up, you do see a lot of the fingerprints on there. I do have a blazing light on me right now, so I will be sweating, so that's the reason why I'm trying to keep it on here. But as far as the build quality, it does feel a little bit lighter, but I really like the phone so far. The build is beautiful, the front display is awesome, the back just shines in certain lighting conditions. One other thing is that there's not really much cases, and the cases you get will actually cover up the beautiful design of it, so it's kind of hit and miss. And I do have a clear case that I did buy. We'll have a link down below to that if you guys are interested. There is the Rinky Fusion. Now, I bought the Rinky Fusion, but I didn't buy the camel one, so I bought the one that has like the clear backing, and it just didn't really have no grip on it, so I actually sent that back. That's probably one of the first cases I actually returned, because I did not like it at all because of how it felt and all the fingerprints that I got on it, because I could basically do that with the case off. Now, as far as everything else, headphone jack is pretty good. You do have the Dolby Atmos if you do plug it in, so you will get a nice and crisp sound. They do have only one speaker on the bottom, which kind of sucks, but it's kind of loud. I mean, if you try to palm it on the bottom like this, then you could probably definitely get some sound heading towards your face. But it is pretty cool that it does have the Dolby Atmos when you do plug it in, but it's really something that you just have to get used to when you have only one speaker, because a lot of the Samsung phones have these stereo speakers where you have one in the earpiece and one on the bottom. Now, let's go into the fingerprint scanner. So the in-display fingerprint scanner, it's really not that good at all. I turned on the screen sensitivity that will make it more sensitive to the touch. I retrained my fingerprints with the tempered glass. I did that as well. It's really hit and miss. It barely works. Now it seems like when it's up like this, it doesn't even work at all. Like, I could try. It is using my face unlock, so I definitely use the face unlock instead, because it is probably about 90% accurate when it comes to that. But that's about it when it comes to the in-display fingerprint scanner. You could try, because everyone's fingerprint is different, but that's about it. One thing that I forgot to mention in the initial unboxing and my 3-day review is that there's no Samsung Pay on this. Now, you do have Samsung Pay on certain models. I'm not sure if this one has it, but it's not for the American. They can actually use it in wherever else that they have it for Samsung Pay, but it does not work on this phone. I did extensive research about it. It doesn't work, so you could try, but it's probably not going to work. It does have NFC, which you can use Google Pay, so if you do use that, you definitely won't have no problem. So if you are into the mobile payment system, you could definitely use that instead. Now, as far as the UI, now this is actually the device that has the One UI because I haven't really had a phone. The last phone that I had from Samsung was the Note 9, so I did not get the update before it actually came out. So I'm kind of digging it right now. I kind of like the little shortcuts here where you're able to go back by switching up. You could go home by doing the middle, and you could do your most recent apps through there. Now you can actually hide this, but I prefer it like this because I don't know. I'm so used to the old days of having a back button. Just having those little lines there is definitely something good. So when you first power it on, you do see how the icons are ginormous. So basically you just have to go into settings and you just have to change that to where you have 5 per row, which it actually made it look pretty good. So I'm definitely have no problem with that. So overall, guys, for $360, the Samsung Galaxy A70 is definitely a win. I could recommend this phone to anyone who needs a phone, especially that is unlocked. This definitely will do the job. Basic social media pictures, I'll throw some pictures up here right now, and you can see that the quality is good. Front facing camera does need some work, and there is a pending update on this. That's the reason why I didn't really want to do this video yet, because they do have a pending update that has not hit my device yet, but it definitely will be coming soon. The connectivity on this device, I have been using this on Mint Mobile, which runs on the T-Mobile towers, and I've had no trouble at all. It's been running band 4, and when I'm in places that not using band 4, it's using HSPA plus, which I have no problem using at all. So I'm really loving the screen. Anything with Super AMOLED, you definitely get an advantage over a lot of the other AMOLED screens out there, especially at 1080p. It does get bright, but it doesn't get super bright, especially when you go outside. But this is how it looks when it's all the way bright. But just look at how beautiful the screen is. It's bigger than the Note 9. I did do a little side by side. It is bigger and taller than the Note 9, and it has more screen real estate. So if I could recommend a phone to you right now that's in the $300 to $400 price point, it will definitely be the Galaxy A70. The A50 is just below, is definitely good as well. But just pay the extra $100 and you can get a screen like this with that beautiful shine, and I am really enjoying it so far. This really has put a pause in my mind to get a Note 10, considering what's going on with the Note 10 Plus and the prices and all that stuff. So I'm definitely enjoying the Galaxy A70, and if you do have to pick up a phone in that price point, I will go with the A70 for sure. So if you guys like this video, hit it with a thumbs up and follow Phone Tech at Work for more videos like this of the Galaxy A70 and more tech to come. Peace and love. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.